Hey everyone, and welcome to From Waterloo to the Alamo. I'm your host, Traci Wilson, and today we have Fred Ballard and Jake Bradley with Blue Horse Building and Design. Fred, Jake, I'm so glad that y'all are here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, of course. I am really interested to dive in to kind of what makes you guys stand out with the other Texas luxury high-end custom home builders. I know that you guys have a really big philosophy that your number one goal is to meet the client's needs first and foremost. But of course, you want to create a sustainable, healthy, even a green and efficient home, but you want to create a very high-end luxury home.
Absolutely.
So why don't we just first start off with, y'all are both co-owners of Blue Horse. How Blue Horse came to fruition, right? Tell us a little bit of y'all's origin story, and either one of you can start first.
Well, we were both in the construction business separately, and I had some projects right after 9/11 that was having trouble finishing, and a friend of ours introduced us. Jake had a crew, came in like magic, wrapped up those projects, and it was just chemistry after that. We just decided, we could, and he was great with the clients. And everybody was stressed out, as you can remember and imagine if you weren't there after 9/11, 2001. Yeah. And, I had 4 or 5 homes with under remodels and dusty. And so he picked up on my desire to keep the client in a good frame of mind.
Right.
And I just said, the biggest issue that I see in all kinds of construction is client anxiety and the stressfulness of that. And my goal is to create a service that can help alleviate that.
Yeah.
And we started.
Well, and so tell us, y'all been together for what, 20 years?
20
plus.
Yeah.
Y'all have been Blue Horse.
Yes.
And then before that, a little bit to your background.
Yeah, it's I moved here to Austin in 1993 and then started my little company, which was called Jake of All Trades.
That's good.
As a deck builder, remodeler type thing, and then
we started out building skateboard ramps.
Yeah, that was cutting my teeth with tools.
Yeah.
And
oh my
carpentry.
gosh.
Which it has to be perfect. They're curved and there's no
I feel
right
like there's
angles.
a lot of skill for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the youth and the adventure of it was kind of gave me the confidence to go ahead and jump into the remodel world. Plumb, square, and level's pretty easy, comparable to curves, and
yeah.
And if you're going to be a server and you are from Kansas, so you better learn how to make your waves.
That's so
make
true.
it where you go.
Yeah,
That is so true.
So he had that going for him.
Of course. Where in Kansas?
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
spent
so
my
I take it
first-
you're a big Chiefs fan.
I am, of course,
I love it.
especially
Okay.
when they're winning.
Of course, always. But that is, that's amazing. So you have you're kind of a more detail oriented, you would say?
I would say when it comes to quality control and whatnot, I'm a little OCD.
Right.
Which, that helps guide our crews. Fred and I started with our own small crews, and a lot of our guys are still with us today, some 20 plus years later.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's very hard to keep trades these days.
And we've been able to train them in almost every trade. We like to subcontract our mechanical trades and whatnot, but any of the carpentry, fine woodworking, some of the cabinetry,
Right.
punch out, hardware, all the things that really require that level of attention to detail, we do in-house.
You do in-house.
Yeah.
And do you feel like is that how y'all complement each other with kind of your strengths, and what would you say?
Probably, yeah.
I would say Fred has the vision for the company.
I think I work in the future and he works in the present
in the
moment.
now. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
that's a good pair.
It is a good
Because
pair.
I'm always thinking, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do tomorrow? So it's nice to have a partner in that, right?
It
Yeah.
really is.
It
It
is.
alleviates a lot of the pressure too when you have
Yeah.
those two different skill sets, because it allows the company to grow with some vision, which you oftentimes can't do when you're in the trench.
Yeah.
And Fred, he's my senior by a few years, but he had a lot of experience in other industries that he was able to bring to the table and really run a business whereas I was just an operator.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I always say you can't really do anything well if you're trying to do 20 things at once,
I
right?
agree.
So having those kind of specific job roles, I think, is probably why y'all been so successful with the quality, the level of service, and, you know, the type of home that you guys are producing.
Yeah.
And our admin staff.
Yeah.
We have Lori, we have Sherry, we have people that have been with us for a long time that got it right away, and the culture is they're all married to it or on board with it, and they make that part easier for me.
Yeah. Well, and it's great that you've had people that have been around for so long, because y'all all have the same goal, right? Is you want to make sure you exceed the client's expectations, right? I always want to
that's the goal.
over deliver, under promise.
Exactly.
I never want to do it the other way.
Every man on the crew is invested.
Yeah.
And they do it with their heart.
I love that. That's amazing. Well, so like I said, y'all been together for 20 years. Y'all's company
20
has
plus,
been 20 plus, yes.
We incorporated in
Yes.
2004, December of
Yeah.
2000.
So 20 plus. So yeah, a little more than 20 years. You decided to mark the milestone by building and donating a playground for Patriots Hall. So I want to know, first of all, how did that idea come about?
That we started out just thinking about having a big party or a fishing trip.
Right.
Something
I
self-serving.
mean, you know,
Something selfish.
exactly.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
you know, we survived the Great Recession, 2008, 2009. We went 14 months without paying ourselves.
Yep.
And then COVID was not fun. And we thought, you know, if we make it to 20, we're going to
Blow it out.
go to Costa Rica and go do something.
Right.
And then we started saying, well, let's do something that actually makes a difference, you know, that sticks, you know, that we don't blow the money and all we have is credit card receipts.
Right.
And we're involved with some nice charities in Dripping, in our area, Dripping Springs. But then Jake, well, I'll let you tell it since you were there. And he's here, so let's let him tell it.
I was killing time an afternoon between a haircut and another appointment, and ran into a gentleman at a restaurant, and just started speaking about the area and what was going on. And he mentioned he was a combat veteran, and that he was doing some work with the Patriots Hall. And I said, "Oh man, that's an interesting place. It's a great facility out there. It's beautiful architecture and whatnot." And he told me a little bit of the background of it and how he was involved in doing some volunteer work there. And he said that they were looking to build a kids size obstacle course. And it just was kind of that light bulb of like, oh, wait, we've been wanting to find a project that would be something that we could give back to the community, you know, associated with veterans as a bonus for everyone involved.
Yeah.
And it had wood, so we knew what to do with
You
that.
knew what to do.
We knew what to do with
Yeah.
the wood.
We felt qualified.
Yes.
I think you were probably overqualified. So
So the conversations continued on, and you know, we actually have one of our employees at the time was also a Marine.
oh wow.
So he helped do some of the design work, and
He
come
kind of
up with a-
over-designed the obstacle course for 5-year-olds.
Yes.
but
You're like, it would probably be great for me to get on that obstacle
Right.
course. Yeah.
Right.
Right. And to a degree, it's somewhere in between a kids and a small adult.
Yeah. I love that.
his name is Carl Schreiber, and his heart and soul was in it. He's gone on. He got a very good opportunity to work somewhere else, and
Yeah.
we still stay in touch. But
So the playground in and of itself. So Patriots Hall, why don't you explain to people who may not know exactly what it's, I mean, clearly it's for veterans, but how this playground is going to help benefit Patriots Hall and the community and families who use it.
Sure.
So their focus has kind of been on the veterans, and but it's designed to be a center where veterans can come
With families.
and with families. But there wasn't a whole lot for the children to do.
Yeah.
And they have
Course.
a full blown SEAL team obstacle course back there
On the property for the vets.
The vets, yeah.
And they have a beautiful facility, and they have job fairs, meetings.
So community for these veterans to
dinners.
meet other veterans.
They have
and,
areas for therapy,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
and just
Equestrian
guys.
therapy.
They just love getting together and talking to other people that kind of have similar experiences. but there wasn't a whole lot for the children. So
Yeah.
Catherine and Sharon, the people involved there, and there's tons of large donors that have, I'll let them list those people, but so that was the idea.
Yeah.
Let's make it someplace the kids won't get bored out of their minds if they come.
If they come, yeah. Was there a moment during the project where you both were like, man, this is so worth it?
Oh, every minute.
Yeah, when the veterans showed up to help.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Especially, two of them were there from the start. Brent
Yeah.
and Kevin,
yeah.
That's amazing.
Great guys. And, again, Brent's the gentleman that I ran into and just hit it off with. And so just a lot of synergy and a lot of just, it felt good every single day. Additionally, it wasn't something that had a hard and fast plan. So we got to be creative with it. We got to really implement ideas on the fly. And, we had...
That was Jake. He pretty much took it and ran with it. And
It was
turned
just
out
fun.
really cool.
Yeah.
And my carpenters, Dan in particular has lots of experience using timbers. And so we did almost like telephone post type construction.
Yeah.
So he grew up in New Mexico as a framer, and they used to cut in these vigas in these real Santa Fe style houses. So he had the
And he
wherewithal
builds
to-
guitars.
Oh, yeah.
he's
So he could
got-
do everything.
Yeah.
He's got
So
that.
really, it
It's
was just
massive wood that's built with furniture standards.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's high quality stuff. And so every day we'd go out and just kind of kick ideas around and say, okay, well, I think it'll be this high. And I think we want the post to jut out like this. It's Robinson Crusoe style, kinda real
That's so
treehouse
cool.
And
like.
it can be a competitive thing, or you can just turn them loose and let them
just play.
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's two
That's
tracks that you could go. And then there's
Swing
a fort.
slides for
And a swing for like a 2-year-old would be
Oh, that's
safe on
amazing.
if
So y'all made
mom's
it
there.
so it was very multi-generational. Like you could have
Yeah.
all
which
different ages.
Which was their Catherine and Sharon's want.
Yeah.
and
Not
it's
for
adjacent to their community garden, so it's just a pretty setting.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I love that you guys picked a project that is not, there's not a ton of spotlight on it, right?
Right.
Because this really was something that was done for the heart and to give back.
For the
so
love of it,
that's
yeah.
really
Right.
cool. And there's so many organizations that need these types of attention, and they just don't get it. So it's really cool that you guys got to highlight that.
We feel fortunate to have walked into
that. Yeah.
I mean, we did it for us too. We feel that's why you do stuff like this. It makes you feel good.
It does, yeah. Well, and you guys are, pretty involved. Philanthropy is a big part of y'all's company. I mean, y'all are involved with Foster Village, Heart of Texas Pregnancy Resource Center, and the Burke Center for Youth.
In the Red Arena.
And the Red Arena.
Yeah.
So what led you to go to these specific organizations?
Local, if you keep the stoop in front of your home clean, and if everybody did that, the whole world would be clean. So we try to focus locally, and they're very efficient with how they manage their money. There's plenty of services. You can check charities to see how they're rated with the efficiency of the funds, and they're sustainable. They've been around a while. They'll be around for a lot longer.
Yeah.
And their outcomes are proven.
Yeah. That's important. You want to know
it
that
is.
what you're doing is making a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not just writing a check; it's seeing it work.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit, because I don't know much about the Burke Center for Youth.
So
is that just is it homeless youth? Is it any type of youth?
it's at risk
At risk, yeah.
Okay.
young men, and they have a lot of activities there. They have horse therapy, kind of like Red Arena does a lot of horse therapy,
Yeah.
as does Patriots Hall.
Yeah.
I think the same gentleman, Marvin.
Marvin runs those.
But so it's people come there. They live, they learn, they learn teamwork.
Yeah.
They get away from the need for daily stimulus, I guess,
Yeah.
or the wrong type of stimulus.
Yeah.
And I'm not a clinician, but
Yeah.
just from observing it, it just seems like it really works.
Yeah. It's kind of like a different take at like a Big Brother program.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way
yeah.
to kind of.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And where is that located?
It's off of 150 in Dripping Springs.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is really cool. I had not heard of that.
And
So.
they're associated with another outfit down in the valley too, I believe. And,
Okay. That's awesome.
yeah.
Hello, my name is Macias Braganza, General Sales Manager at Mack Height Ford Lincoln, your #1 Ford dealer in Central Texas. We are here for all your automotive needs, Ford, Lincoln, pre-owns, all year makes and model. If we don't have it, we'll find it. You won't find anybody that will work as hard as I will to earn your business. Thank you for making us #1 in Austin, Texas.
How has giving back and philanthropy really shaped your company culture and, I mean, how you service your clients?
Keeps the focus off ourselves, I think. So, if you're always thinking not just about yourself, I mean, you have to take care of yourself, obviously,
Right.
but from the labor guys all the way up to admin, if
So
we're,
it's like a family.
yeah, and if we're concerned about other people, that makes us better, makes us more profitable.
Right.
And
the
that's
long run.
my bottom line is we got to make money. So there's a lot of families that rely on us to be profitable so they can put food on the table. But pleasing the client and getting those referrals is
Isn't it?
profit driven
Yeah.
as well as just trying to do the right
That's
thing.
the best marketing.
Yeah.
Is the word of mouth. And
Yeah. It can destroy you too, you know?
yeah,
It
yeah.
can.
We've
It can.
remained friends with 99% of our clientele.
Yeah.
Yeah, 99.9
Yeah.
probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only thinking of one.
Yeah.
No names.
Well, there is always one, right? I
Well,
always,
yeah.
and anytime, even in real estate, when I tell a client and they're like, I'm looking for this, or I'm looking for that and this, but I kind of don't like this, and I don't like HOAs, and I don't want high property taxes. And I also don't want to be like bombarded by community, but I also want not a lot of,
it
you're going,
starts to narrow down.
Wow.
Yeah.
so you might be able to get 95% of that, but there's gonna be 5% you're probably gonna
Sure.
hate forever. So I always say, like, you're gonna have that one client that nothing's ever good enough
Well,
for.
and we don't claim to be perfect.
Right.
Right.
A lot of our work is about relationship and communication, and we pride ourselves in it. But at the same time, there's always challenges when you're working with people in general.
Yeah.
So,
We try to have one of us or a smart person on the job all
site
the time,
at all times.
but we can't do it all, and we have subcontractors that do things and make mistakes, and
Yeah.
it's up to us to fix that.
Yeah.
And we do, but sometimes people get very frustrated in the interim while it's
Yeah.
getting fixed.
some of these things, it's a high tension type scenario. A lot of times, a lot of timing and domino effect when things
Yeah.
kind of don't work out.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, time is money.
It
For
is.
you guys and for the client. If
sure.
the
And
for
client
the
is the
client,
one that
yeah.
has the construction loan out,
Most definitely.
their interest rate
Every
and the
day,
payments
every week, every
get
month.
higher and
Yeah.
higher as
They
the
need to
project
get the
gets.
kids enrolled in school.
Yes,
They've got, and their dogs are in storage or at the kennel.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always
Something.
pressure.
Deadlines and
We
budgets.
get it. I mean,
we
we
understand.
totally get it.
Well, and I'm sure y'all felt a lot of that during COVID, right? Y'all probably had that COVID scare of like, oh gosh, no one's going to want to buy or build a house.
Yeah.
And then it just imploded where
did.
y'all were probably, oh my gosh, we
How
have
we're
so
gonna
much
keep
going
up with
on.
this.
How are we going
Right.
to keep up with it?
To
And
having to turn down work that you wanted to do, but
Yeah.
knew you couldn't do a good job.
Then also
That
having
hurts.
projects that had a budget sum that increased rapidly over the course of a year due to material costs. So
hard conversations.
hard
to have.
conversations.
We had 3 or 4 people that just said, we can't do it at this.
Yeah.
And we just put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
You feel like you've been left at the altar.
I know. Well, and to me, I think it was probably a very smart move on you guys to say, you know what? Oh, we want to take the project. It'd be great. We could make more money or whatever it is. But knowing your bandwidth wouldn't survive it, a lot of builders didn't do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of builders got greedy. And now a lot of them are out of the business.
Right.
Because
I feel sorry for
it was
them.
so,
We learned
much.
the hard way too,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Back in the Great Recession.
yeah.
What do they call that, maturity or something?
Yeah. So wisdom.
Wisdom.
You've got wisdom.
Gray hair.
Right?
Gray hair.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Well,
plenty of that.
I mean, while we're talking about client experience and craftsmanship, right? You guys have already kind of attested to where you guys know the balance between, look, we want to help you, but we know we can't, we don't have the bandwidth for it because it's not going to be a good product. And that, of course, is going to hurt you in the long run. But I know your website talks about blending timeless design with modern function. How does that show up in your work? Because it's an interesting combination.
Yeah.
More and more people really are attracted to the modern aesthetic. Clean lines, soft it, but it can get edgy. It can get out there.
And cold.
And cold, So what we're talking about there is familiarity. Try to take the feature. You look at pictures with clients and you try to figure out exactly what it's turning them on, I guess, and then try to bring in the familiarity of more traditional aesthetics,
materials, and
to take the edge off, if you will, because people look at pictures and they love the modern because it's maybe even shocking a little bit, like the Dwell magazine stuff. Love Dwell, but not everybody can live in that. Right. Glass walls on 3 sides, hard surfaces, reverb in the home. Right. I'm talking out of my butt, but so.
No, yeah, it is.
So you have to soften it for people. You can't put them in there thinking, because they're in the moment and they love it, and then they're not going to love it a year from now.
Yeah, or 2 years from now, or 3 years from now.
So we kind of have to go through. We don't have to, but we try to be up on everything, and give people the information that they can make a good decision with.
It's an iterative process, though. You
almost
have to take a wide look and then start narrowing down. On every decision.
Well, and it's hard too because trends fade, right?
Oh yeah,
right.
And so I'm the kind of person that I love. Clearly, I'm in real estate, so I love all types of homes. Sure. I think, a modern house is great. I know I could never live in one, right? Mm-hmm. But I love certain aspects from it. I love that transitional look. I love the contemporary look. I love the farmhouse look. Mm-hmm. I love the Aztec tile, which is like very I love it all. So I end up just going super neutral and then adding things as I go because I'm like, I can't make a decision.
Yeah,
I just want something that's going to stand the test of time. Sure. So it is cool that you guys sit with them and really help them, because you don't want them 3 years later to be like, I'm so sick of this.
Well,
black kitchen,
and there's some geometric tiles and things that, like you said, it's paint color is.
They'll come back in 50 more years.
Yeah, it's like fashion.
It's like the terracotta floors.
Yeah.
It's like, that was like when I was growing up. Like you saw some of those terracotta floors.
They look great now.
Yeah, and now it's
the little ones.
The brand, it's the thing.
And there are some places where it never went away. Some applications. I mean, where there are people.
And wallpaper. Yeah. Like the real, grandmother's wallpaper.
I know it.
It's coming back.
It's coming back. And we can't even hardly find a wallpaper guy anymore. We knew them back in the day.
And they're so expensive.
Yeah, I don't blame them. It's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
We tried it ourselves. It was a disaster.
It's a disaster. I know.
After 10, we would have gotten it down. But
I know. My girls they're like, ooh, saw some there. I want this in my bathroom. And I was like, what color do you want to paint it? Let's redirect the conversation.
And we can repaint in a year if you get tired of that.
Exactly. Fuchsia, I'm like, I'll just have I'll do the stick-on wallpaper for you girls because that's a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I think it's an interesting process because a lot of builders are just like, great, modern, let's go. But I love that you guys take the time to really make sure the client understands.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is a big investment, and building is not easy. I mean, I've built twice, and I don't ever want to do it again unless I can just get any builder I want, and I don't have to worry about the price.
Now that you're meeting the right one.
Yeah, now that we're meeting the right, yes, I'll know who to go to. But you know what I mean? Where you're like, I don't want to have to worry about anything. Yeah. And the last two, of course, I'm like, I got to stay within a specific price per square foot. And okay, if I can't have this, then let's do this, and I'll get rid of that. I mean, it's so stressful.
It's stressful.
Well, and all that said, we've been fortunate to work with a dozen or more excellent architects that have referred business multiple times. So we get used to their style as well, which, brings a little bit of, not plagiarism, but we get to kind of feed off those ideas that we might have implemented
Right.
for a custom client and bring it to our own projects.
Right. Or spark some sort of
Spark some
creativity going
exactly.
for that.
And everybody has a budget. I mean, we build for Fortune 100 people and celebrities, and everybody has,
And they're like,
Even they've
has
got
a budget at some
Yeah.
point. It may
There's a
be
budget,
bigger than
yeah.
mine.
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
right.
But everyone needs that. Well, let's weigh this
boundaries.
You
against
need
this.
you need
Yeah.
guidelines for sure.
Hey, I'm Brandon Sparks with Nautilus Lending, based right here in Central Texas. We're a full-service mortgage operation and brokerage, serving Greater Texas as well as Florida and Tennessee. One of the greatest things about our shop is our ability to facilitate creative financing. What that means is that anything legally possible, we can get it funded. You want to find out more? Reach out to us, www.nautiluslending.com. That's www.nautiluslending.com.
But I mean, what makes y'all's, let's just talk about the quality of your home. What makes a Blue Horse home not just a livable space? Like what makes it truly unique than other builders?
When we build for a 200-year home, and that's the core of the building, the envelope of the building is the most crucial part. You know,
Right.
And the stuff behind the wall that you
that you
unfortunately
really
can't
don't
see.
You know, so just we may build with conventional materials, but the layering, the science behind the material, why we utilize that, the way the water sheds, you know, just looking at every square inch of the house as a system, and the way that the inside plays with the outside. You know, we live in a humid climate here, so there's just
Moisture management is,
Yeah.
we go to a lot of pain and trouble to make
to
sure
make the
that
envelope tight.
That's so important.
It is.
it's crucial. And
Because
that's the health part too.
That's the health part, because I think a lot of people don't realize, you know, mold is a big deal, right? So when you talk about making sure everything is,
And you can have mold in a tight house.
yes,
So
you can.
you know,
It's
there's-
possible, yeah. But to try to eliminate that, because people can live with it for years and years and years
not
and have
even
no
know it.
idea what's
It
wrong
sneaks up
with
on
them,
you. Yeah.
right?
It-
I'm tired, I'm
kids
lethargic.
asthma issues. I
Everything,
know
and you
they're-
have no idea.
yeah,
And
lot
there's
of-
nothing worse than being like, I built a home and, you know, knowing that it's here. But
Yeah.
all that to say is I think it's important that people know that you really, really think about the stuff that, like you said, people can't see.
We were green builders before green was even a term.
Yeah.
green by design,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
by gadgetry.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of expensive stuff out there
Mm-hmm.
that looks good on their
They
website.
make you feel good, but you know,
yeah,
there's-
just
there's basics that go back 100 years that
Yeah.
fundamentally work
shading,
still.
dealing with direct, solar,
Passive solar.
passive solar management, moisture management, decent insulation, but you don't have to build a 4-foot thick wall. I mean,
Yeah. Well, how has some of the crazy climates that we've had here in Austin, freeze-ageddon and all of the stuff.
yeah, I
Has
will
that-
say this: we had a lot of people call us after Freeze-Geddon saying that their neighbors had issues. We didn't have, knock on glass. Not one home had a frozen pipe.
That's
or any
awesome.
issue.
Do you
And
all
they
do
lost power too. A lot of them. But
Really?
the home.
well, so then do y'all do anything different, like fundamentally, than you feel like other builders did? Like, are you more thorough on the insulation part of the pipes?
Well,
or?
spray foam is a baseline for us.
Yes.
You know, unless there's
2x6 walls
Yeah.
or more,
Yeah.
and then insulation on pipes that are close to the perimeter
Exterior
wall.
wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's really all you have to do. But
Yeah.
but it comes at a price, you know? And it's not something that you can brag about after. You can brag about it, but nobody can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the pretty piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Yeah. But then people will complain about it when they have a
When
big
it's-
hole
well,
in
yeah,
their wall,
most
the
definitely.
pipe burst.
You know, the stuff we do doesn't get appreciated a lot of times until 4 or 5 years into the.
You know, when
Yeah.
the clients are seeing their utility bills that have averaged the same for the last 4 years, which is pretty solid.
Which is pretty solid. Well, and we had talked a little bit about y'all's warranty. You know, I know y'all had said, because, you know, warranty, you know, when you build a home, you're like, yay, everything's under warranty. But if you're constantly calling about an AC system
Yeah.
or constantly calling about a plumbing issue or a hot water heater, you know, I get it. It's probably usually the contractor that
subcontractor.
put it in there, but also it could be Well,
Could be a component.
could be a component of the build,
right.
right? Of those internal components of where they put something or didn't, structurally do it right.
We pride ourselves on really doing just walkthroughs to the nth degree prior to the client's needing. But warranty, that's the 1, 2, 10
Yeah.
setup. But we've been known to warrant things for 10 years, even on the mechanical side
More,
of things.
yeah. We had
Yeah.
a product failure issue that we fixed that caused a leak. But
Just like to let our clients know that we're around for the long haul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't ever hesitate to call.
Right. Well, and for you guys, I know that doing it right the first time
That
is
that's key.
the key,
yeah,
right? Because
like our warranty
save
fund,
money in the
our
long run.
warranty fund just is still, we put money aside, but
Yeah.
we never have to spend it. So
yeah, and
we
that's
were able to
huge.
do that project that was 12 years in without coming out of pocket more than our
Yeah.
fund. I don't think we did. But
No.
it was a
Yeah.
pretty big job too. We had to pull rock off and replace flashing and everything.
But that's, I think a lot of builders don't understand that. I mean, do it right the first time. Yes, it might cost you a little more up front, but then in the long run,
Well, since then we've gotten at least 3 referrals from that.
exactly.
person.
And
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing. Cause I mean, literally it can make or break. I mean, people talking about you
In the good way.
in a good way, right? But it in a bad way, then,
Yeah,
it
it's-
could really, really ruin your reputation.
Detrimental.
So what design or construction trends are you guys most excited to bring into some of your future projects?
Well, the home automation is a
It's
big one.
fun.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned this yet, but Fred and I started an electrical company almost 2 years ago called Blue Force Electrical.
Oh, cool.
And in
We have
that,
a IT guy.
we've got a great partner.
He's just did a graduate course in AI implementation, large language learning.
Wow.
And so we're excited to bring that to our kind of our high net worth
People,
clients.
yeah.
And the problem with those big systems is you put them in and they work great on day one. Then you get up the next morning and you try to turn it on and it's like,
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
it could be easy, but I can't figure it out. So we're going to service those and
That's
be
awesome.
available.
Subscription style.
Yeah.
That's
the
amazing.
goal.
And that, I mean, it makes sense too, because that is such a great,
It's a good
syndication
partnership,
with, of
yeah.
course, what you guys do.
Additionally, with car chargers and whole home generators, that kind of thing. It's just,
That also was a big deal after Snowmageddon.
Exactly. And we
You
had
know?
trouble getting those services for our clients. So we just said, well,
let's do
we'll
it
do it
in-house.
ourselves, And we have a master electrician, 2 journeymen, and some apprentices, and the IT guy, the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
low voltage guy. So
Well, master electrician, for those of you who don't know what that is who I always ask. I'm like, I don't want just the electrician. I want the master electrician you have because I'm having a problem with my,
yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's crazy, but a master electrician is someone who knows their stuff. So,
And this guy's been around a long
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
longer than he'd care to admit.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, that's a huge benefit.
Another thing we're pretty excited about, we've been trying to figure out ways to lower the costs for we do most of our stuff for high net worth individuals and luxury, I guess you would call it. But we both have a desire to see everybody own a home and participate in the equity. It's just really hard to do. And every project we've tried to do, we wound up running into roadblocks with NIMBYs. People didn't want it nearby. The land was we were working with different governments and that stalled out. And we've tried to implement prefabricated modular products that are built in a factory under a roof, so they're moisture, a lot of good benefits to that, not
Yeah.
to go into too much detail. But we've had 4 or 5 starts and stops. But we now think there's a company we're talking to out of Houston that we think has solved the problem.
That's amazing.
And we're doing a winery and an event center. We do some hospitality projects.
Oh, that's
And we're
amazing.
going to incorporate these units into one of those to 40 units or so.
44 units.
44
Oh, wow.
venue.
So y'all are kind of a Jake of all trades.
It's-
Are
to a
you
degree.
really?
And that's
I love
Jake's
it.
that's Jake's project.
Yeah.
And he does it kind of on his own with other vendors, you know, and of course right now they're just in entitlement and planning and
Right.
developing. So he doesn't draw from our crew. You know,
Yeah.
our crew we've kind of formed them to be the luxury craftsman folks.
Right. Well, because you've got to trust that the quality is going to be great on each one. You know, when you have builders that are
We don't
bringing
even
in
have to
different trades,
babysit it
you don't even have to
anymore.
worry about it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's almost a self-sustaining company in that.
Yeah.
world.
They really care. You know, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to go.
We got great project
you-
managers and great
Yeah.
carpenters
Mm-hmm.
and great trades guys.
So we, you know, and we're not trying to diminish that, but we do like the
like
hospitality.
the concept of this and
Yeah.
the light footprint that it brings to the property. You know, we're working in the hill country. Everybody loves their trees and everybody should.
yeah.
But, you know, our goal on these things is to not just come and scrape it to the ground and start from scratch and then plug in little things here and there. It's really delicately working around the environment.
Right.
So these factory built units, especially on the wedding venue itself, they're cabins, so they're 400 to 600 square foot, 1 and 2 bedroom units,
And they're just truck wide, 14 feet wide, so you can nestle them in.
and crane them in
That's
place.
awesome.
And so, you know, fundamentally, we're looking to take a load of the site work off of our plate
Right.
and do repeatable business. You know,
Right.
if we can, once these projects are under our belt, we're hoping it just opens the door.
Opens
to
the door.
doing
Well,
this.
especially, I mean, it goes hand in hand with y'all's philosophy. I mean, y'all want to create a healthy, green, sustainable product, right? With whatever you do. So if you can preserve the natural state of the land as much as you can and make it, because in the
hand in hand.
hospitality business,
Yeah.
people want to go someplace and they want to feel something, right?
Exactly.
Whether, you know, it's that moment of the wedding and the surroundings, they
right.
want to feel something. Or if it's a vacation, we're just going to go spend the weekend there. You want to feel something. You want to feel rejuvenated. You want to feel happy. So I think it's a perfect, you know,
Yeah.
kind of pairing for you guys because it goes hand in hand with y'all's philosophy.
Well, and this particular project is almost like an eco resort, and
Right.
it's their flagship for the brand. So in essence, it's really become it's been so fun because I've gotten to be involved in sort of the decision making on what this thing may look like,
Right.
and it just kind of again sort of one of those things that we happily walked into.
Yeah.
Luckily, I guess. But,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We have a relationship with the owner of the land. We built the original wedding venue. Now that owner is looking to sell to another company out of New York, a hospitality company.
Oh, cool.
So they then contacted us because we knew the property, and it's just been this great energy.
Yeah.
Working
Again,
together.
that's probably also a great word of mouth business because I'm sure
Yeah.
the person was like, they were great to work with. So again, what a test to you guys. I mean, I guess that kind of leads me into my next question. What do you hope people and clients say about Blue Horse 20 years from now? What do you want them to
Our house
remember
is
about you
still
guys?
standing.
Yeah. It stood the test of time.
And that's the fun part is, you know, you kind of design something and you know, the kids are this big right today.
Right.
And you think, well, when they're teenagers, they're going to be out here swinging and doing this stuff. Then we
Yeah.
drive by and it's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That is really cool.
And you know, personally, I have 2 teenagers, and they've watched me grow this business. I mean, since they were born, and
Yeah,
the
and
idea
before.
of them knowing that, you know, Dad was a part of this and this and this.
Yeah. Or my dad built that home and that
Yes.
home. Yeah.
That's something for me personally. But
Right. Well, and I think too, and I will say this, that, you know, when lived in a home that was built in like 2004, and I feel like it was built better than the new build I'm living in now.
I can believe that.
And I feel like a lot of people have let go of I feel like the AC units are still running better than my 2 brand new ones.
Most
And it's
definitely.
just, you know, it is cool to know, hey, you could build a house during this time where so much is so volatile
Yeah.
with the quality of products you're getting and whatnot. And to know that in 20 years, it's still running, you know,
perfectly.
pretty
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
the same as it
Yeah.
was. when
It's
y'all
like a
built
good
it.
old car.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
keep
That's
up
so
with it.
true.
It's
That's
true.
so true.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is kind of a fun question. What do you think has been one of y'all's, and it could be because of the client, if it was like a celebrity or this or that, But what's been one of y'all's most fun projects, either a remodel, a new build, anywhere here in Austin? What do you think was one that you were like, this was really cool?
So one thing that we do, we're very careful about is being discreet because we do deal with people that are recognizable.
Right.
But
I would say Toro Canyon.
yeah, I was going to say the
So
same thing. So
Our attorney, we had an attorney that
a guy that actually sued us.
yes, and then wound up hiring us to build his home.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's a longer story in there.
It
There's
was
a
it was
full
a products
circle.
liability thing, and we were the builder, so
Yeah.
the product came through us. So the client
Hired the attorney.
hired
Well,
the
it's
attorney.
just like when if we represent,
involved.
you're involved,
Yeah.
right? Even though
Yeah.
you had nothing to do with
Exactly.
it, if you represent any sort of
Exactly.
buyer or seller, you're involved. Yeah.
He was kind of mean to us for
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Well,
But
he's
he
an
did-
attorney.
He
He's
did like
supposed
how
to be.
organized we were and how we had
Yeah.
kept all of our paperwork legit.
And I asked him, I said, "Why are you calling us?" He goes, "Y'all didn't do anything wrong. I like the way you, but I want you to build my house." And my wife does too.
And
But anyway, the house is cool because
of his wife.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's an artist.
She's an artist, so and you could see this on our website.
The attorney, our client, the attorney, is not with us anymore.
Yeah, he passed
unfortunately,
us.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
so unfortunate.
he was a great man. We got to know him really well, and he was our attorney for a while. But
Yeah.
but anyway, the house is really colorful and
Yeah.
funky.
Is that the blue one?
Yes, it is.
The blue one
and
on
red,
top?
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
I've seen it on Toro Canyon, but then I saw just a glimpse of it on y'all's website.
Okay.
But now
Yeah,
put two together.
And Dan, the guitar maker and
Was
guy
the project manager
project
there.
manager at he made some of those lighting fixtures that
Oh, very
that,
cool.
that our client designed.
That's amazing.
you might know of John McGill. He was the attorney.
Oh, yes. I think I've heard his name.
Yeah,
So
he
much
was
for our
stuff up.
discreetness, but
Yeah, but-
Yeah.
great man.
Yeah.
May you rest in peace.
Yeah. That's amazing. I know. And it's fun because that was definitely a very different
It's
product
as unique as it
than
gets.
Yep.
any of your other
Yeah.
ones.
Yep.
And we like to showcase it because our guys did the tile. We were there with Ann every day. She'd want these colors to be this way, and I mean, it was just so organic, and it was like an art
Yeah.
project.
And
And it was on a great hillside in Westlake that was challenging in the ways that the sites can be over there.
Yeah. Yeah. They can be with all the different
That was
types
a
of
tough one.
soils. Yeah.
And we got him moved in, and they couldn't have been happier. And he lived his
Best life
best
there. Yeah.
last years there.
I love that. Well, and I will say one of the things about y'all's projects on y'all's website is they're all different,
Very different.
which is super cool
Yeah.
to me.
we
that
can
you're
share
not creating
any
these cookie
we,
custom
we can
homes.
share any dream. I mean, people come to us just like, "We would like to do this, and I'm like, cool, let's do it."
I love it. I love that we can share any dream. I think that's amazing. I think you two are just top notch individuals. You guys
thank
are
you.
awesome.
Sweet. Thank you.
I love your philosophy behind your business, but you also do what you say you do, right? So I love someone that puts their money where their mouth is, and it seems like you guys really are, and you've done a great job of building an incredible brand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That means
It was
a lot.
such a
Appreciate
pleasure
that.
to sit with both of you
You
today.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pleasure is all ours.
Oh,
I assure
well,
you.
thank you for joining us, and that's all we got. Thanks for listening.